Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Brandon here. I want to talk to you guys about an important topic that's been on my mind lately. And it's probably been on your mind too. And with a couple weeks, not a couple weeks, like less than 2 weeks out until the election, I thought it would be a put in time to sit down with you and talk about our government. Now, before we get started, if you wanted to grab a snack to sit and watch this, or a friend or two to get involved, that would be great. That's what this video is for. I do want to share with you guys a little bit about me and where I'm getting this information from so that you can make the best decision based on that. I was fortunate enough to study at Harvard University, where I took coursework in government to be able to understand what our country's is about, and that's I wrote some little notes down so that I can keep on track. Now, I'm not saying that that I have all the answers, or that this is gonna be, in any case, voting for, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, because they're the front runners right now. But this is just gonna help you guys make an overall educated decision based off of facts, okay? And so, with that in mind, I do want to say that this election is not just about the president, but it's also about Congress. So we will talk a little bit more about that. I do want to say that I'm going to be a little bit biased in this video because I want to be president of the United States. I feel as if I have the temperament, I have the character, I have the influence, I have the money, I have the networks. The list goes on, bro, okay? So with that all in mind, let's get started in this video, okay? So there are 4 branches of government. Now, I know what you're saying, Brandon. There's only 3, but that's because those are the 3 main branches of government. But no, everybody forgets about the bureaucracy, the FTC, the IRS, these department agencies that are actually running the government. And that's important to know about our government. So with that in mind, that's the first branch, the bureaucracy branch, okay? And a lot of people don't understand that, and that's okay. That's what this video is here for, so we can make the best decision moving forward. Then there's the judicial branch, and each branch is broken up into different subgroups. With the judicial branch, we have the Federal Supreme Court, highest court in the land. We love them. I love them. Kisses. They also have a state Supreme Court, which is another group. Each branch has different subgroups, so it's a lot right now. The legislation branch has 2 groups. It's the House and it's the Senate, and each member of Congress comes from each different states, so each state's different. I can't tell you guys to vote for Florida's congressman because it's different from Oregon, or it's different from Maine, or it's different from Tennessee. It's different, so I can't tell you guys who to vote for. It's important to know who's running for office, or who in your family wants to be in office, so you can make the right decision moving forward with your vote, because vote matters. Your voice matters. I don't care who says it doesn't. Freedom matters. So take that with as you will. Then we have the executive branch, my favorite branch. Not right now. It's not my favorite right now, but I've always wanted to be president, and so I'll make a separate video on my ratings and my grade on President Biden and Harris administration, so that you guys can understand how they are operating. I feel like it's important to know what's going on, so I will be making a video after election to be able to give you guys my final grades on them. But for now, we have the executive branch, which is the President of the United States. But that also goes down to the governors. It goes down to the mayors. That's where the executive branch is. Okay, those are the titles. Those are the people. Then we have the legislation. No, we've already talked about the legislation branch. We talked about the judicial branch. We talked about all of them. So that's good. We're moving forward, guys. So yeah, we have the executive branch, President of the United States, governors, mayors. We have the judicial branch, Supreme Courts, we have the legislative branch, Congress. Those are the three major branches of our republic. Now, that being said, if you go on to the White House website, you can see that they also advocate for new branches of government as long as it fits some type of criteria. That's how we govern in the United States. You can go out and make your own branch of government, but it has to fit a criteria. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on my own branch of government so that I can best govern the people, so I can best get my ideas out, so I can best get involved. And that's what I'm going to talk about with you guys today, is how to get involved as citizens. And that goes into public opinions. Now, let's use President Joe Biden for example when it comes to this, because when he first got elected to office, his public opinion went down the tubes, bro. Like, it was bad for him for a while. I've seen disgusting rants about fuck Joe Biden, and I've tried my best to be able to say to myself, like, hey, I want to be president of the United States one day. I want to do good for the people. I want to be a hero. I want to be the best president that's ever existed in all of America. Not even the president. I want to be the best leader that's ever been in America. And so for me to see that hatred and that vileness and that anger towards the president of the United States, I was like, nah, bro, we gotta cop that. That's not healthy for anybody. And so when they started chanting my name, like, let's go Brandon, and all this stuff, it became a movement, it became a sensation to kind of combat the evilness. And it worked until it didn't, you know. I did my best to try to persuade the public opinion on Joe Biden so that I didn't get the scapegoat type thing that was going on. And so to me, that was important to be able to understand the public a little bit. And not everybody's opinion is right in a sense, but everyone matters. We have liberties for that. But if your opinions, you know, trample over people's liberties, that's where we draw the line. That's where we're like, enough is enough. But we all have freedom of speech. You know, it's been attacked left and right. It's just one of those things where, like, President Biden, again, his political opinions on him, his poll numbers weren't good. No matter who was talking at the White House, like, they were bad, bro. Like, I've seen some pretty fucked up stuff about it. And so after he dropped out of the race, he became a sensation. Everybody fucking loves Joe Biden now. Like, everyone's like, where he's at? Is he eating ice cream? Is he going to this? He's doing that. Like, it's nonstop for him now. Like, he's fucking loving the job now. Like, he's texting me saying, like, it's on of his lifetime, and he's on the news, and it's wild. It's wild what the turnaround of the public opinion after he dropped out of the race, because he recognized his age is what killed him. His age is what killed me to not vote for him in the first place, because I was like, yo, he did his job. He served our country as vice president. Like, that's when he was like, you know what? It's time to step back. It's time to say, hey, it's up to American people. It's up to the next generation to be like, yo, figure it out. You know, here's some resources. Here you guys go. Good luck. But no, it wasn't like that. To me, it's like Scrooge, like like the old man who's like very rich and just nasty, and it's just like stingy, and it's like you gotta work 35 to 40 hours a week without any benefits and very low pay and all this stuff. Like, that's how he is to me. He's just it's not giving what was supposed to give, you know. The Constitution was meant for somebody to be young, 35 years old, which still could be amended to be younger, because I'm 27 and I want to be president of the United States. I mean, 2 out of the 3 qualifications to be president of the United States, which isn't bad, you know. But for somebody to be that old running for office, it was a big red flag to me, and that's why I didn't vote for him. I'm sorry, but you know, I love some of his policies, bro. I was able to work on some of those policies with him. I don't get credit for it, But it is what it is, you know. At the end of the day, I'm happy that the American Rescue Plan was passed. I'm happy that the infrastructure bill was passed. I'm happy that the inflation bill was passed. I'm happy that, you know, we were able to get work done when it comes to affordable food options for people with low income situations. Like, I'm glad I was able to get involved with Biden when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I did recognize his age. I did see like, hey, there's room here for me to work and to grow and to learn and to get experience what it means to be an actual member of society, to be able to be president of the United States one day. Like, I was very adamant at first to be able to work with the administration. I applied to several different categories in the administration. You know, I did put in my work. I did go to college. I did study my ass off. I did go to school. I did get a job. You know, I am trying my best here to be able to be like, hey, this is what I want. This is what I need. Help me out. Like, I've seen like his Science Act, his Science and Chipped Act. I'm very interested in that because I love science. I wanted to become a doctor for the longest time. I suck at it, but it's part of who I am, you know. Culinary is a big science thing, you know. Every food that you make, it's just basically a experiment, you know. You're putting together ingredients, so I get that whole Science Act thing. I'm a NASA intern, you know. I'm going to space in a project soon, and so I'm just like, okay, who's in charge? Who do I need to talk to be able to communicate to be able to get my needs and wants for my team to be able to have a successful run at things? And that's when I was pointed to the vice president's direction. She's the person that's in charge of that kind of stuff. I sent her emails, no response. I've gotten response from President Biden. I've been able to work with him on many issues, but when it comes to vice president, I don't get anywhere with her. And so I was very upset by that these last 4 years. You know, every time President Biden stepped out of the country, it was me who had to step up and be like, hey, this needs to happen, this needs to go down, Texas is being invaded, X, Y, and Z. Like, yo, fix your shit, bro, because I'm not having it. I'm not the one. You're not gonna mess with me like that. And then Kamala Harris is just like, I'm gonna take all the credit. I'm gonna wear all these suits. I'm going to all these parties. I'm the vice president. I got pissed. I'm so pissed off, bro. It's to the point where I'm just like, what the actual fuck? You know? And then she has the audacity to run for office. The fucking audacity, bro, to run for office. This isn't a video to attack Vice President Harris. You know, I'm not the type of person to attack you on whatever. You know, that's not who I am. But as an American citizen who deserves basic human rights, bro, and that have been trampled on by you and your team, I'm to the point where, like, no, enough's enough. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be treated like this. Like, it's unacceptable. And the fact that, you know, Joe Biden stepped down is a reflection on you. It's a reflection on your administration. You know, like, if your leader is gonna step down, that's your sign to step down. That's your sign to be like, yo, my president, I'm the vice president, my president stepped down. I gotta leave too. But no, she's in it. She's running. Good for her, you know. I adore anybody who runs for office because it's what I want to do. It's who I am. It's who I am, you know. I've been able to become royalty at this point because, like, I'm upset that we don't have representation in America. You know, like, this is America. Like, the greatest nation on earth, the richest nation on earth. And this is not me saying this. These are other nations. This is Britain saying this. This is China saying this. That America is the nation, bro. And the fact that we don't have a king. When I found that out at Harvard that we didn't have a king to represent us, I'm like, yo, what are we doing? What are we doing as a nation, bro? Like, I get it. I absolutely understand it when we came to granting our independence from Britain. But we didn't get our independence from China. We didn't get our independence from Russia. We didn't get our independence from Korea. We didn't get our independence from France. We didn't get our independence from Germany. Like, come on. Make it make sense now, bro, because it's 2024. I got things to do. Like, I got people to represent. I need to make money. Like, it's not that I want people to feel like they're a subject, or that I want them to feel like they are a peasant, or that I want to force my opinions and my beliefs and my ideology on you guys. That's not what I want. I want you guys to feel like you guys have a right to get engaged with our government. I want you guys to not be in poverty. I want you guys to be able to have good jobs. I want you guys to be at home and not even have to worry about a job because you're getting money. That's where I'm at right now, bro. I want tradition back in the United States. I want us to come together for Halloween and for Thanksgiving and for Christmases. I want to be able to go on family reunions and be able to have cookouts and barbecues. I want people to stop fucking dying in wars that are being paid for by our fucking taxes. Like, that's what I want. And if you want to help me get that, then these are the things that we need to do. You know, election is important to run if you're passionate the way I'm passionate about. You need to be able to file the right paperwork. You need to be able to get signatures, and you need to have influence. You know, like, these are the things you need to do. For example, when I was first starting out, I wasn't at Harvard at the time. I went out there and I advocated for our rights, for our amendments. I was getting signatures up and down the streets in the cold and rain and the hot, sunny conditions of the state of Florida, because I believe that was a good idea to do at the time. I was collecting signatures. We had over like 400,000 signatures that went to the office to be able to get signed, to be able to protect us, so that people in office couldn't be like, oh, we're getting rid of your rights, haha, because you guys didn't advocate for them. Like, no, I was there, and it became a big movement in Florida, actually, because we were able to make this state a Republican state. And now Democrats are fucking upset about it because we are the nation now. Pennsylvania is the same way. They're changing over to Republicans now. We have more Republicans we ever had in American history. And I'm proud to say that I was able to help swayed us into a political party that might actually have a chance at fucking winning. Excuse my French, but I'm just upset at the whole establishment right now because of the way our election is being run. Like, I'm sorry, but if you know somebody who's as passionate about politics, who's not on the ballot, who wants to be on the ballot, write them in. If you know somebody who knows somebody who wants to make a change, who's on the ballot, and you fucking love them and you adore them, right? Vote for them. Vote. It's our right to vote. It's our duty to vote, actually. Like, come on, guys. I'm just sick of it. I'm so sick of it because, like, people aren't wanting to vote now because we have a felon running for office and because they see the incompetence of Harris. It's just like, this is what we have? A 34-count felon. Now let's just play this out. He gets elected. He gets arrested. He spends time in jail. JD Vance is fucking destroyed because he has no idea what he's supposed to be doing, because he's supposed to be vice president now, and he's relying on former Vice President Harris, who wasn't doing shit, and so now he has to deal with all the businesses of Donald Trump. That's where we're at now. And even if Donald Trump isn't arrested or isn't sentenced, he's in the office. There's a bill that hits on his desk, and he has to vote for it. Felons can't vote for shit. Felons don't have the right to bear arms. So how is he going to protect everyday Americans if he's elected into office? Have you guys answered that question yet? How is he going to be able to send nukes if we go into a nuclear war with some godforsaken country? Is he going to be able to hit the button? No. So how can we as American citizens vote for that? That's my logic behind it. And then on the same side of things, I'm just like, hey, Harris, where the fuck you at? I'm emailing you this, I'm emailing you that. I need answers from this, I need answers from that. No response. But Biden's over here doing his goddamn best. That's why I want to be the leader, because at this point, I'm just like, sign me up. I'm doing it now. Let's go. Because at this point, the interest groups lobbying, if you're gonna pour money into this, if you're gonna advocate for your laws, no matter who you are, and if you don't want to be in the election and you want to be shadow groups or whatever you want to call it, I don't really understand the interest groups, but I do understand this. Okay, if I'm a politician and you're a lobbyist and you're lobbying for a certain law, and I accept that money to be able to help you, the people, to be able to pass that law, I should be able to have a say on my own laws. And if you're not a politician and you don't understand that, then this job ain't for you, bro, sis. It's not for you, okay? So with that being said, I feel like the media plays a big role in how everything is connected, how everything moves, how everything is supposed to be. You know, I'm grateful to be able to be in the sensation that I am now with my name being out there and everyone knows my name. Like, I'm very grateful for that. And so I feel as if you're running for office, if you want to be this character, if you want to be a leader, you need the media to support you. You need to have that public support. You need to be able to say like, hey, this is what I want to do. And that takes me to the next point. Policy is the name of the game, bro. If you don't have good policy, if you're stealing other people's policy, you're not gonna make it. You're just not. And to me, it's just like, okay, let's compare Donald Trump and Kamala Harris right now. You know, Donald Trump wants to lower taxes but increase tariffs. I can't tell you guys the future. I'm not a psychic. But what I can say is that lowering taxes is a good thing. I don't want to have to pay taxes, especially if they're going to fund wars. No, don't sign me up for that. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, taxes was supposed to be for Americans to fund our wars, not for them to take it out of our paychecks to fund other wars. Like, that just, to me, that's just mind-boggling to me. Like, if Donald Trump wants to lower taxes, great. And so when I was able to compare that policy, I saw that, hey, he's going to cut taxes for the rich class, but it's also going to cut taxes for the poor class. So both classes are going to get more money in their paychecks. That's a win-win to me, okay? Kamala Harris is like, no, I'm going to cut taxes on the poor, but raise taxes on the rich. And to me, the numbers don't really add up because the rich are going to be paying more. Okay. But then at the end of the day, that means more stress on the lower class because they're the ones getting all the benefits. You feel me? They're the ones that have to they're the ones that have to step up if they're going to get more money, if they're going to have more money in their pockets to be able to get that education, if they're going to have more money to get a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the ones that are going to have to be like, okay, we got to get our game together, you know? And so to me, it's just like, Kamala Harris wants to build 3 million homes. Where have I seen that before? There's this woman said that on Twitter the other day that she wants to build 3 million homes. So which one is it? Is it Congress who's doing their job and running legislation to make this happen, who has the funding, the abilities to be able to say, hey, here's some money for your purse, here you go do your job? Or is it Vice President Harris, who hasn't returned any of my emails, who wants to build housing? Let's be for real right now. Because she has an interview about this, and they asked her, how is she going to pay for it? Oh, I'm going to tax the rich. Make it make sense, bro. That's the thing that pissed me off the most about Biden and the Harris administration, is that if you don't make over $400,000, you don't have to pay a single penny more in taxes. That's bullcrap, because I don't make $400K and yet I still have to pay taxes, and I don't see them paying any more taxes than me. They keep saying, oh, if you're a billionaire, you shouldn't pay the same tax rate as firefighters or teachers, or you know what I mean? So it's just like, they say one thing and do the opposite. They're not paying taxes. They're living in the White House. They're living their best life. I have spent the last 4 years at presidential briefings learning, educating, communicating, networking with the American people. It took Biden 80 years, bro, to show up to his own presidential briefing the other day, just to clap back at Kamala Harris. I'm to the point where it's just like, it's not making any sense to me. And so I'm on the fence when it comes to voting this year, because I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You know, I feel like at the end of the day, it's the policy that needs to be, that's the name of the game. It's the social, economic, and foreign policies that these people need to put in place that are gonna benefit the American people. Like, the cynicism has to stop at some point. Like, the government has the ability to get it done, and it needs to get it done through policy. And that gets me to my last point of the Constitution. That is the foundation of America. That's where it started. And I'm a little bit biased because my last name's Washington. I come from a huge heritage of political. You know, George Washington was the first president of the United States. The Constitution was literally written for him to lead our nation through the most difficult Revolutionary War in all of America. Like, he was the GOAT. And to me, it's just like, that's where we need to be at right now. We need a constitution that's amended to us to fit our needs in 2024. And it's up to Congress to get it together. It's up to them to say, hey, this is what we need for Washington. He needs this, he needs that. He doesn't want this, he doesn't want that. This is what needs to change, this is what needs to stay. It's up to them. And so I'm not gonna tell you guys who to vote for because I'm a little bit biased. You know, if you want to support me, get involved for elections, vote. If you want to support me, share your public opinion. If you want to support me, send me money so we can get laws passed. That's how it gets done. I'm not, you know, I do have some other news. I recently graduated from culinary school. I'm now a certified chef and food manager. It was difficult. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was a lot of work to be able to be French trained and life-saving skills. You know, everybody should have the foundation to cook. And so I'm very proud of myself that I went through this experience. To me, it's worth it because I haven't had a diabetic episode since I started this culinary journey. So I'm very proud of myself in that regard. I am still pursuing higher education. I am now accepted to get a business degree at one of the top business schools in the country. I'm very excited to start in January. I am wanting to be full-time at my job to make a little bit more money so that I can get the little things that I want to get in life. And so I'm going to be working on that. And I am ready for the election. I'm ready to vote. I'm ready to get this over with. I will be dropping out a new video on the grades on Biden and Harris administration because I feel like I've been listening to you guys about how you feel about the government and I want to be able to put my 2 cents into it. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on the next couple of weeks. As always, my name is Brandon Washington, and thanks for watching.